So, you want to own your own Chick-fil-A, huh? Yes, sir, I do. I'm a hard worker, I love Chick-fil-A, and look, I even have the startup capital. I withdrew my entire life savings. Oh, you don't need that much. Oh, well, how much do I need? About $10,000. $10,000?
You know what's funny about this? Sometimes we know all the facts up front, but still we're so hell-bent on getting something, getting that dream, getting that franchise, getting that store, that we kind of sometimes ignore it.
I don't really use referrals. Word of mouth is so outdated. I use referrals from day one.
There's this massive thing that you need to do before you launch a business, before you engage in a really big, massive investment into some kind of activity, is test it.
Psychological trick to make customers love your brand. Use the rule of three. The rule of three is a powerful communication tool that makes your brand memorable. The human brain works in patterns.
There is a lot of rule of threes. I wouldn't just go out there and simply say, oh, well, we must have only 3 words in our name or 3 words in our tagline. But my team has been scouring the internet, looking for viral videos for us to comment on, to share some learnings, to see what's happening out there in the digital landscape. So let's head into video number 1 to see what they have in store for me, and roll the tape, team.
What is the number one mistake in franchise marketing?
The number one mistake is running ads for franchisees before you have any content online. And I'm talking substantial content. I'm talking hours of content. A lot of people, when they start franchise brands or they're trying to market an existing franchise brand, they're running a lot of ads, but then people are ghosting them or not converting or whatever. It's because they don't have a layer of trust online. And the reason why gyms grow so well and will continue to grow so well is our franchisors are not only running ads, but we've got all these trust assets available online for people to consume, and they work really, really good. So a lot of people waste their money and they expect franchise recruitment and marketing agencies, all this sort of stuff to fix their problem, but they can't fix the online trust problem. It takes a lot of work, but when you do that first, then run ads and you put them together, you get the growth like we do at gyms.
Yeah, absolutely. Gyms Group. They started as Gyms Mowing. These guys have grown into servicing so many different categories, and they've done that by doing exactly what the National Marketing Manager, I think that is, on screen, has. I was being a part recently of the Franchise Industry Awards, and Gyms Group were one of their entries and one of the applications I did get to judge. And the way that they have grown this franchise brand is through exactly that. Building familiarity, building trust in the brand, and growing that first before trying to sell to anyone. We all know the Gyms Mowing name. Now that's been transferred to the Gyms Group, and they are seeing franchisee success nationally. It's incredible. If you are a franchise brand that are looking to expand, use these guys as some great inspiration, because the Gyms Group do this very well. Let's take a look at the next video.
Psychological trick to make customers love your brand. Use the rule of three. The rule of three is a powerful communication tool that makes your brand memorable. The human brain works in patterns.
Yes.
By using the rule of three, you make it easy to remember your brand. Here's how to use it.
Yes.
Use 3 acts to create stories for your brand. Use 3 words in your slogans and taglines. And use 3 colors to create your brand color palette. Use the rule of three to make customers love your brand.
Yeah, look, the rule of three. The rule of thirds, it can also apply to photography and graphic design and placement. There is a lot of rule of threes. I wouldn't just go out there and simply say, oh, well, we must have only 3 words in our name or 3 words in our tagline. But it is, the essence of this is that it's short, that it's memorable, that people can remember it. I'm really attached to memorability in business names and in your taglines. If people can't say your name, people can't spell it easily as well, because they need to be able to find you online. If they can't say it, they won't remember it. If it takes you 10 to 15 seconds to actually say your name or what you do, if that's longer than a sentence, people cannot repeat it. Look at the success that he's shown Nike. We all know what they do, right? If we think about Krispy Kremes, we instantly go and think of donuts. So things that are memorable are short, and often they don't have really long, complicated words in them either. So look, that's not a bad rule. I would, look to apply it along with a few other things. But yeah, this is definitely some learnings that we can take away from in this video. All right. Now, let's head into the next video.
What's the point of marketing before launch? I start marketing 6 months before launch. I had to set up my website a few weeks before. I built out a waitlist with thousands of people first. I got all my family and friends to test my product. I asked strangers if they'd pay for it. I don't really use referrals. Word of mouth is so outdated. I use referrals from day one.
Excellent. Exactly the difference. Well done to this girl that's put this together. Brilliant. You can see the difference between people knowing who you are before launch and people knowing, nothing about you predominantly before. There's this massive thing that you need to do before you launch a business, before you engage in a really big, massive investment into some kind of activity, is test it, validate it. You might think it's awesome in your own world, in your own lunchbox, and guess what? All your family and friends and the people around you, what are they going to say? They're going to support you. They're going to tell you it's awesome as well, right? And they may support your business, your venture when it does launch, but that's not going to be enough to keep your business alive over years, over decades. You really have to validate your business. Now, this topic particularly talked about launching into a warm audience already, launching with some validation behind it. And that, I think, is a really winning formula. And we're seeing that more and more. You don't just start your website and launch your business within 3 weeks. You don't just start a new campaign, a new online idea. You grow that interest. You create teaser campaigns. You create wait lists and give people the reason why they would want to jump in early. Offer them value and build that base before you even start launching into a space to see if it works. Now, this doesn't mean to stop testing. This doesn't mean that it replaces all of that. You still should test your marketing activity as well into smaller groups before you launch. And this is kind of exactly like that. Before you throw tens of thousands of dollars down a rabbit hole, potentially throwing a couple of $100 to test it, to validate it, to ensure that you have customers that are willing to part with their money for your product or service, definitely is the way to go. Let's move on to our next video, see what the team has found for us to comment on online today. Just quickly, if you're a business owner struggling to see results from your marketing, or you're overwhelmed by the thought of marketing your business, we can help. Book in a call with my team using the link in the show notes, and let's get your brand thriving without the struggle. Now, back to the episode.
So you want to own your own Chick-fil-A, huh? Yes, sir, I do. I'm a hard worker. I love Chick-fil-A. And look, I even have the startup capital. I withdrew my entire life savings. Oh, you don't need that much. Oh, well, how much do I need? About $10,000. 10,000? That's it? Well, in that case, give me 14 of them. I'm gonna be rich, sir. I'm gonna buy a yacht. Sir. I'm gonna buy $1 million. Sir, there is a catch. Of course there's a catch. What is it? Well, the average location makes anywhere between $5 to $8 million in sales a year, right? Okay. Since corporate pretty much pays everything and does all the work to get it started and built, we take about 50% of all sales revenue, plus a cut of the profits as well. And how much would that leave me, the owner? Well, the average owner makes around $200,000 in profit a year. In that case, I'll take 14 of them.
You know what's funny about this? Sometimes we know all the facts up front, but still we're so hell-bent on getting something, getting that dream, getting that franchise, getting that store, that we kind of sometimes ignore it. He said, I'll have 14 anyway. So that was really interesting. Before we buy into a franchise, and they're very different, franchises are set up very differently across each and every one of them, on how much your contribution to marketing and other funds are, how much that percentage is that you pay in royalties on all of your sales. So you really need to check out each individual one that you're inquiring with, because the difference across a few could be broadly different. And you want to go with the one that feels like most aligned to what you need. Ask them things like, if you are having to give a percentage of sales, what is that then used for? Does the business then reinvest that back into marketing? Does national marketing or head office do any of their own marketing, or is it all on the franchisees? Now, we think in buying a franchise, we see these big franchises like Boost Juice, Subway, Domino's, and you see how strong that branding is. That national marketing strategy and advertising spend is not common amongst smaller franchise groups. They won't necessarily necessarily advertise the brand. It is on the franchisee's responsibility to do that. You want to ask them about what other co-contributions might exist in funding marketing funds or any other local area marketing, purchasing of products or stock. Ask as many questions as you can and never assume that what you just asked one franchise is going to be the same in another, because they're vastly different. But that was entertaining. I really like that video. Thanks, team. All right, I think we've got one more to go. One more to go. Still with us. Hang around, because we're going to flip into the next video and comment on what we see happening online.
Of course, I'm building my personal brand as a founder. I do team-led marketing. Every single team member in the business builds their own personal brand. Not only do you get greater outreach, but not everything is just tied to the founder. Obviously, yes. I won't market my product until it's actually ready. I build anticipation and distribution months earlier. I just don't have time for social media. I'm so busy. I post multiple times a day. Yes. I just run paid ads. It's way better conversion. I do both organic and paid. Yeah, I just post whatever I feel like. I continuously test new formats, hooks, etc. using trial reels. Then I just double down on what works. She has no idea what she's talking about.
She has no idea.
Hey, know-it-all.
This chick, couldn't we just see her a minute ago? Very funny, very entertaining, but true. Yes, so definitely sometimes we get stuck just being busy and think that the more we do, the more effective that we actually are. No, we need to change the way that we think about our marketing, because the more people that we can reach with our message, the more we can put out there, the more eyes and ears that we can get on our content, the more potential customers that we are going to have. Full stop. Batch your activity, batch what you're doing. I love to do all of my work that I need to do in batches. Don't just do one post for today and then go, oh shit, we haven't got any posts for tomorrow. There's another post for tomorrow. You want to do you can do easily a whole month of social media content in one hit, in one session, in one batch, because the time it takes you to make one, you could be making 10, you could be making 20, you could be making 30 in the same amount of time. That's the only way to win in marketing, is to batch. And obviously, we've got these awesome AI tools out there that are helping us be more efficient and effective than ever. Use them. More content is the best. Gary Vee, one of my biggest aspirations in his messaging, he said that we should be posting 10, 15, probably more now, times a day. And I know that could be scary, especially if you've only got a small following, but go out there, do it, and keep building on your audience. And remember that not all of your organic following is seeing your advertising. And if you're just running paid ads and you're thinking you're growing your business and doing all of that, you are really leaving holes in your bucket, and your bucket is leaking, because once you get that follower, once you get that lead, you need to keep nurturing them with your ongoing message, hitting on your content pillars, on your organic content, your ongoing social content, because paid ads aren't the miracle cure. Paid ads is not is not a set and forget. You need to nurture your audience so that they can get closer to that ultimate conversion. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode where we've broken down a few of people's general ideas, some tips and tricks that we're seeing online. And until next time here at The Marketing Factory, don't blend in. Thanks for tuning into The Marketing Factory. If today's episode helped bring clarity to your marketing strategy, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe on your favourite platform. Stay connected with us on the socials at The Marketing Factory or at The Marketing Factory AUS, and let's keep turning clarity into action.